Alright, we went ahead and popped this line off. Here's where it comes out of the tank. Runs right up there, which goes up to the engine. This hose looks like a mouse got to it. No surprise. So anyway, we got a little leftover chunk here that's brand new, almost exactly the same length. We got lucky. That's the leftover piece from the power steering hose we replaced. We're going to go ahead and put her on. Okay, we got our new hose routed. It was a little bit shorter than the original, but it didn't kink. That's all you got to watch is in the bends that they don't kink, because it'll restrict fuel flow. I think that's going to work fine. Alright, here's my plan for this heater hose situation. I showed you last night how I sort of just looped the ends enough to make it run. But this is the end that was rusted off. And when I cut off the rusted off portion, the rest of the tube was in good shape, so I only lost just a little bit. So I think all I'm going to do is buy the hose that goes from here to here, like another couple inches longer than the original, and hook it all back up the way it was, and it should be okay. Off to Napa we go. Alright, here's our repair. Got a new section of hose in there long enough to make the reach. I figured we'd run water in it until we knew we had all the bugs worked out of the cooling system, and then once I'm sure that we don't have any more leaks and everything's good to go and it's reached operating temperature a time or two, then we'll drain it all. Then we'll put antifreeze in it. But for now, we're gonna run it on water. It'll be fine. I'm gonna try and let this run. Ew. It's probably good we're running this on water so we can flush it a couple times. That's nasty. But I'm gonna keep an eye on the temperature with this, because this car doesn't have a temp gauge. These are pretty cool. You can just kind of point them at something. Not good. Well, our new to me radiator has an issue. Now it appears it's only one core that I can see that's leaking, and we're gonna try a quick fix and see if it works. Alright gang, here's where we're at. That's a pretty good leak in the radiator, but I don't really want to buy another radiator, so I'm going to try something. This product right here, K-Seal, is the best product I've ever used for consistency and actually repairing coolant leaks. And I know there's probably an argument out there about additives and how they're not good and whatever, but I've used this stuff lots of times, and I've used everything else under the sun, from bars leak to copper, head, glue, water, sealer, pepper and eggs, and everything that you can imagine to try and seal up a coolant leak. And this, K-Seal, is the only product that I've had consistently work time and time again. Now this is a pretty big leak. I'm not overly optimistic that it's going to work, but this is going to be an experiment. Let's see what happens. So all you do is give it a good shake. It says shake for 30 seconds. And you just dump it right in the cooling. You don't have to drain the coolant or anything. You just dump it right in the cooling system. Alright, as soon as we build pressure, that should be leaking again. It shouldn't take very long. And then we'll see what we got. I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch, but we might have got it. Anyway, if we're sitting at, let's see, 173. That's the most temperature this had in a long time. See if all the cylinders are firing. 260, 270. That was hot. That was hot. Those two front cylinders are 100 degrees colder than the back two. That might be a sign of where the misfire is. Okie dokie. Right about where it should be. It's trying. It's trying to seal her up. This is also a good point to look under the car for leaks. Nice and dry. Let's go ahead and look inside the car, make sure the heater core is not leaking all over the floor. Pretty common on these old cars for the heater core to leak. You'll know if it's wet down here. And it's not, so we're in good shape. Ooh, lots of spider webs. Look at that carpet. It's in good shape. This is gonna clean up like brand new. Do we dare try the heat? Let's go over to the other side. No fan. That doesn't surprise me that much. Let's go ahead and check our temperature. See where we're sitting. Hey, headlights, look at there. One anyway. I didn't even turn those on, that's weird. That's not bad. That's right about where it should be. And this is still just spitting a little bit, but it's trying. All right, something I've never checked on this car that I need to check while we're here. I need to see if the alternator's charging or not. We're gonna go to DC volts, 20 volt scale. That should cover up to what this should be charging at. Positive here, negative there. I'm gonna say we are not charging. That should be around 14, 14.5. We're looking at about battery voltage right now. That's okay for now. We'll deal with that later. All right, while that's running, I'm gonna show you an old school trick to find out which cylinder is misfiring. What we're gonna do is just disconnect one plug wire at a time. It's sometimes referred to as a cylinder balance test. When I unplug the plug wire that is on the cylinder that is misfiring, it'll make no change. But when I unplug one that's firing, it'll cause the engine to stumble. We're gonna start right here. We're gonna hope we don't get poked. So did you hear the engine stumble? Listen again. Hear it drop in RPM. That one's firing. Guys, I don't know. We're gonna do this one right up here. Ow! It got me. I'm not sure if that one made any change though. We'll have to dive into that. But I know it's not spark related. Just ask my entire arm all the way up through my shoulder.